Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed Afrida and others two member name is MD Rakibul Hassan and Habiba Khatun Shia. We are from DB James Group and our project name is Karate Club System, and this is our final project. And I will introduce few parts of this project. First of all, I would like to say what type of diagram or what type of things we are used in here. First of all, we used the EER diagram as well as logical and physical design to create this application. After that, we develop a user view and SQL queries to run the program, and then the receipt will be printed and the transcription will be processed by our system. And our project have one more specialty, which is this application also maintaining track of players' earnings. It will assist in lowering overall cost and reducing needless effort. And moving on the next slide. Our next slide is team organization. Our project manager MD Rakibul Hassan, our system analyst MD Rakibul Hassan, analyst programmer Habiba Khatun Shia, and lastly database administrator Ahmed Afrida. And after that, we organize business transcriptions, which are register player, register judge, register event, register sponsor, player and judge update, player performing order, and we have monthly sale report, and lastly we have event expenses receipt. That's all our transcriptions. And after that, we made screen design. As you can see here, we made player registration, sponsor registration, judge registration, event registration. This all our screen design. And then we have document design, which is event expenses receipt. And however, I will pass to Sister Habiba Khatun Shia. She will explain our ER diagram of our database system.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Habiba Khatun Shihan and I will talk about our business ER diagram. We have 6 entities in our diagram. Let's start with the player entity. The attributes for player entity are player ID, which is the primary key, then player name, position, salary, city, postcode, phone number, and date of birth. The relation is that one player can process any order. Next, we have our order process entity, where order number is the primary key. Other important entities are event ID, quantity of order, judges ID, player ID, date of purchase, and total amount. Then we have judges entity. We have judges ID as the primary key. There are also specifications like judge's name, city, street, postcode, phone number, and date of birth. The relation is that the judges can request any order process. Here we have our receipt entity. The attributes for receipt entity are date of purchase, event ID, event name, price, and total amount. As for event, we have event ID as the primary key. There are also event name, price, event type, and sponsor ID. Lastly, sponsors. It has sponsor ID as primary key. It has the same attributes as the player entity. They are sponsor name, city, street, postcode, phone number, event ID, and date of birth. The relation is sponsors provide the event and the event meets order process requested by the judges. That's all for our ER diagram. Thank you. Now our project demo will be presented by Brother Rakib.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Rakibul Hassan. Today I will show how our query is working. We are using SQL Developer, and now we just copy and paste our data and just create our table. Need to select now our all data inserted. Let's try with our query. So first of all, I will show our basic query. So here we select our 5 basic query. So I will show you only 2 basic query. Okay, let's update a new data. Just change the name. Change date of birth. That's it. Yes. Then one row, insert it. So we insert one row. Now we will check how to delete. Alright, we almost done our basic query. Now we will see our operational query. Okay, first we made one problem: count all judges who are in KL. Okay, let's try that one. Now we can see our all judges who stay and live in the KL. And now we will choose our second query. Just select all data and see our judge ID and event ID. Let's try another one. Okay, list the event ID and event name. Which one sponsored by sponsor ID FAA35? Okay, we select the event ID and event name from event table and where sponsor ID FAA35, and we see the event ID is May 345 and event name Maybank Karate Champion. Okay, that's all from our operational query. Now we will see our strategic query. Let's try the strategic query. Identifying the player with the high salary in a specific city. Okay, we find out there the Kuala Lumpur. Okay, let's try. We just select the player ID, player name, salary and city, then from player table, and where city name is Kuala Lumpur and salary more than 1000, and here is our player. The player name is Turjo, whose salary is 1100. His city is Kuala Lumpur. Let's try from another one. If we change our city, for example, let's see Selangor, and check it. Okay, we got 3 players, Wasi, Banna and Zaki. Secondly, if you want to see the identify the sponsor, actually who is sponsor on 5th November 2020 event. Okay, if you want we can check. The sponsor ID FAA42, the sponsor name Rofik, the sponsor amount was 3000. Let's move the user view. Here is our user view. Actually the user view we need to join and the user who can see our details. Okay, so shows the user view to find out the number of judges, event and date of the event, who is joined as TV judge. Not Yes, it's absolutely working. So we are watching like who was TV judges. Okay, let's check our field judges. Our field judges. And here is our field judges. So this is our judges user view, and that's it from my group. And we have our sponsor user view and player user view and so on. So for time limitation, I want to end there, and thank you our doctor and everyone. Thank you for watching.